This 2-minute exercise relaxes the muscle that wakes you up at night. If you are waking up at 3 a.m. with a racing heart or a mind that won't shut off, you are likely the victim of a hijacked nervous system. Most people blame stress or caffeine, but the real culprit is a tiny hidden muscle called the psoas that has been locked in a fight-or-flight state all day. When this muscle stays tight, it sends a constant alarm signal to your brain, making deep sleep physically impossible. You can spend a fortune on supplements, but until you release this physical tension, you will remain trapped in a cycle of exhaustion. You won't want to miss the final habit, or 99% will miss the last tip and will be stuck with broken sleep and chronic fatigue for life. The psoas is the only muscle that connects your upper body to your lower body. It attaches directly to your lumbar spine and wraps around your hips. Because it is buried deep within your core, it is often called the muscle of the soul, or the seat of the subconscious. When you are stressed, your body's primal instinct is to curl into a ball for protection. The psoas is the muscle that performs that curl. Even if you aren't physically curling up, modern life keeps this muscle in a state of semi-contraction. Think about your daily routine. You sit at a desk, you sit in a car, and then you sit on the couch. This constant seated position keeps the psoas in a shortened, tight state for 12 to 15 hours a day. When you finally lie down to sleep, your psoas doesn't just magically relax, it stays tight, pulling on your lower back and tilting your pelvis. This physical tug creates a low-level irritation in the nervous system that prevents you from entering the deep, restorative stages of REM sleep. The 2-minute exercise we are talking about is the constructive rest position combined with a targeted psoas release. It requires zero equipment and works by using gravity to reset your nervous system. To start, lie flat on your back on a hard floor, not your bed. Your bed is too soft and won't provide the resistance needed for the muscle to let go. Fold a small towel and place it under your head if you need support, but keep your spine as neutral as possible. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Your heels should be about 12 to 15 inches away from your buttocks. This is the constructive rest part. In this position, the psoas is no longer fighting gravity to keep you upright. It is the only position where the muscle can truly go slack. Most people feel an immediate sense of relief in their lower back within the first 30 seconds of just lying here. Now, here is the secret viral tweak that makes this work in just 2 minutes. While in this position, place your hands on your lower abdomen, right inside your hip bones. Take a deep breath into your belly, feeling your hands rise. As you exhale, imagine your psoas muscle melting like butter into the floor. Do not try to push your back down. Let the weight of your internal organs gently press the muscle toward the ground. This passive release is what signals the brain to drop the fight-or-flight response. Why does this stop you from waking up at night? Because the psoas is physically connected to your diaphragm through fascia. When the psoas is tight, it pulls on the diaphragm, making your breathing shallow and fast. Shallow breathing is the universal signal for danger. By relaxing the psoas, you allow the diaphragm to move freely, which activates the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve is the off switch for stress. When it's active, your heart rate drops, and your brain enters the rest and digest mode. If you don't do this, your body stays in a state of high alert, even while you sleep. This is why you wake up at 3 a.m. That is the time when your liver is detoxing, and your cortisol levels naturally start to fluctuate. If your psoas is already tight, that tiny spike in cortisol is enough to trip the wire and snap you wide awake. You aren't waking up because you're worried. You're waking up because your body thinks it's under physical attack. To make this a biological reset, you need to do this exactly 2 minutes before you get into bed. It acts as a buffer between the stress of the day and the rest of the night. Think of it as shutting down all the open apps on your computer before you turn it off. If you skip this, your biological computer stays hot all night, burning through your energy reserves and leaving you feeling like a zombie the next morning. Let's talk about the psoas emotion connection. Many people find that when they do this exercise, they feel a sudden wave of emotion or even a shaking in their legs. This is actually a good sign. It's called neurogenic shaking, and it's the body's way of releasing stored trauma and tension. Animals do this after a stressful event to shake it off. Humans have forgotten how to do this, but the 2-minute release allows your body to finally let go of the day's baggage. The final habit that 99% of people miss is the no-screen buffer. After you do your 2-minute psoas release, you must not look at a blue light screen. Blue light hits your retinas and immediately signals the brain to produce more cortisol, which will retighten the psoas you just relaxed. If you do the exercise and then check your emails, you have wasted your time. The 2-minute release must be the very last thing you do before your head hits the pillow. When you combine the psoas release with a dark, cool room, you create a sleep sanctuary that is impenetrable to stress. You will notice that within 3 to 4 nights of doing this, your sleep architecture changes. You will fall asleep faster, but more importantly, you will stay asleep. When you do wake up, you will feel heavy and relaxed rather than wired and tired. This is the feeling of a nervous system that is finally in balance. The beauty of this method is its simplicity. It costs nothing. It takes almost no time. Yet it addresses the physiological root cause of insomnia that most doctors ignore. We are living in a seated world that is shrinking our muscles and keeping us in a state of panic. This 2-minute exercise is your way of pushing back. It is your way of reclaiming your biology from the modern world. If you are over 60, this is even more vital. As we age, our muscles naturally become less elastic. A tight psoas in a senior doesn't just cause bad sleep, it causes balance issues and a hunched posture. By releasing this muscle daily, you are improving your mobility, your height, and your safety. It is the ultimate longevity habit that helps you stay upright and energetic for decades to longer. Don't let another night go by where you are staring at the ceiling in frustration. Your body wants to sleep. Your brain wants to rest. You just have to give them the physical permission to do so. Lie down on the floor tonight. Give yourself those 2 minutes of constructive rest. Listen to your breath. Feel the tension leave your hips. This is the simplest path to the best sleep of your life. When you wake up tomorrow morning feeling refreshed and clear-headed, you'll realize that the secret to health isn't always a new pill or an expensive gadget. Sometimes the secret is just knowing how to talk to your own nervous system. You have the power to turn off the alarm. You have the power to sleep through the night. It all starts with the muscle that has been waiting for you to let go. Commit to this for just 7 days. Make it a non-negotiable part of your evening. Track how you feel when you wake up. You will be amazed at how much brain fog was actually just a result of a tight psoas. This is life-changing advice because it changes the very foundation of your health, your recovery. Take those 2 minutes. You have earned them. Subscribe. Which advice will you start applying today?